Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the 5 things that I love about the all-new Acura Integra. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And then if you want to see more content just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post these videos every single day. Let's get into it. Number 1 is the looks. Now the new Integra is actually kind of controversial when it comes to styling, but I think for the most part it's actually a pretty good looking car, especially in this like metallic gray. I think it looks pretty neat. But the front end styling, I think they absolutely nailed it. And then when you pop over here to the side, again, I think they did a pretty good job. It's when you get to the back where things kind of start to fall apart. So this is a hatchback like the Honda Civic, but they kind of went for like the Mercedes AMG GT 4-door type styling with this, where it's a hatch, but then it's kind of like rounded off in the back and doesn't quite look like a hatch. It kind of looks like a hatch mixed with a sedan. And so, yeah, I think they should just gone like all out with the hatch look rather than this weird mixed hatch sedan look. But for the most part, it is a good looking car. Number 2 is the interior. Now this is something that I actually am pretty impressed with, and that's the interior on the Integra. Yes, it does have some points that aren't necessarily the nicest, but I mean, you can see where you're going to rest your arm all the time is really nice. It actually smells really good too. You guys obviously can't see that through camera or smell through camera or whatever. I think the seats look fantastic. I like the style of the steering wheel, the manual shifter, the vents here, and then a lot of the controls. It just definitely feels a lot more upscale compared to, you know, what I'm used to with Acuras, so I think they did a good job overall. Number 3 is the manual transmission. Here she is in all of her glory, and yes, we got one of these too because, well, it's an actual manual. So first off, really notchy when you put it into gear. Like, you feel like you're doing something substantial. This is by far one of the best manual transmissions. I mean, for under $40,000, I don't think there's anything else that even comes close to competing with this in terms of shifter feel and just the overall manual transmission setup. And the fact that it has a manual transmission is fantastic. And let's just leave it at that and not talk about the whole CVT situation. Number 4 is the comfort. Now, comfort with the new Integra actually comes via a couple different things. So first off, the wheels on this aren't massive, and so because it doesn't have stupid oversized wheels like what a lot of sports cars will have nowadays, it actually has a pretty solid ride quality, and the suspension and the overall like chassis and everything with the new Integra is really solid, and that obviously transfers over to the Civic as well. So ride quality is fantastic considering the size and the price and everything. And then these seats are really comfortable. Honda and Acura do a really good job with their seat design, not only aesthetically, but just, you know, comfort and all that. And so it's a very comfortable car to put a lot of miles on. Number 5 is the fact that it's fun to drive. Now, although this only has 200 horsepower, it still is a manual transmission car. And yes, it's front wheel drive, but it has a limited slip differential. So it's actually pretty good at putting down the power. And I can tell you, this car is an absolute blast to drive. It's one of those cars that is not only a great daily driver, but it's fun to daily drive. Like, you can go through pretty much all of the gears on a daily drive basis because it's not crazy overpowered to where you can't actually use the power in real world circumstances. And so, yeah, it's just one of those cars that you can just have fun with every day. That's gonna sum things up for the 5 things that I love about the all new Acura Integra. And with that being said, I'll see all of you in the next video.